So today we will look at this third line of defense. Third line of defense are very specific. So meaning to say it does not kill all, but it's just targeted to one specific pathogens, okay, or bacteria or viruses. Okay, so now let us look at how does this work first. So basically, third line of defense is actually based on this antibody response. So this antibody response as a general here, okay, let's see how does it work. So this is your, let's say this is your bacterium. So on the surface of bacterium, we have what this we call antigen. So antigen, every bacterium or viruses, they will have these antigens on the surface of the membrane here. So this will let your body to recognize what is this. Then in your body, okay, in your body, here comes the antibody. So let's say this one is antibody. So antibody, this one is antibody, yeah. So this antibody will attach to the antigens, and then we will have the antibody response. So later on, we will see how does this antibody works, right? So now, so this side we call it antigen binding site, or sometimes we call it antigens receptors. Okay, so now how basically, okay, antibody will bind to the antigens of bacteria or viruses, but later on, okay, it will work in 4 different ways. Okay, we have the first one, agglutinations. Okay, and then we have the second one, okay, oxonizations. And then we have the next one, which is neutralizations. And the last one, lysis. Okay, let us look at the different mechanisms here. So in agglutinations, okay, what does this antibody do? It will actually cause the pathogens. The antibody will actually cause your antigens, cause your pathogens to clump together like this. You can see, clump together. And why clump together? So it's easier for the phagocyte to destroy. Okay, it will clump all together. Let's say this one is your bacteria. So remember just now you got antigens, so all the antibody will bind to it. Okay, they all clump together in this manner. All right, that is agglutination. In oxonizations, okay, so oxonization, okay, let's say this is your bacterium. So antibody attached to the surface here because we'll have the antigen binding site, right? Okay, now they form a layer here. So after the antibody bind here, so they form this layer here, and this will become a marker. So what is the purpose of this marker? So this marker, okay, can be easily, it will be easily recognized by phagocyte. And we know that once, okay, phagocyte come into work, then it will trigger phagocytosis process. Okay, so next we have neutralization. So let's say this one is your virus. So on the surface, so sometimes it will have the toxin, okay, on the surface of this virus, let's say. Okay, now the antibody bind in here. So what they do, okay, this one is your antibody. This one is your toxin, let's say. So it will neutralize, okay, it bind to it and then neutralize it so that it will not cause any harm to the cell. Okay, and next we have lysis. Okay, so lysis, as we have gone through previously, also in other chapter, the term lysis. So what lysis do is that, okay, your antibody, this is your antibody. I use A over B as a short form as I have a limited space for here for me to write. So these antibodies will bind to the antigens and then it will cause, okay, when we say lysis, okay, the cell rupture. Okay, so basically what happens here, it rupture and later on disintegrate. Okay, so that's all for today. Okay, that's the summary of the third line of defense. So I see you next time. Bye bye.